41.12. Oh, just 41.12 would do me.
Yeah. Well done.
How's that?
Fantastic. Well done.
£41, 12 ounces. That was coming. Off she goes.
For Terry, the redfish was a poignant capture. The second largest resident of the pool, engulfed in the landing net. Surely now it was just a matter of time and effort. Because in any quest in life, effort always equals reward.
So many of my more memorable captures have come after first seeing my target fish. That might be it swimming past in the margins, maybe even feeding in the edge, or maybe as subtle as a head and shoulder at dawn. You know, but either way, however I've seen it, that's the important thing, is to keep your eyes open, and it's those little sightings that so often lead to the capture of the one that you're after. If you remember, the far bank of the home pool was out of bounds to angling. Now, it was okay to cast your rigs across onto the far bank and then walk around and lower them in by hand, and it was also okay to have a stroll around every so often, you know, to see what was going on over there. And that's what I got into the habit of doing, walking around the lake as often as I could in the hope of seeing Blackeye somewhere, maybe feeding in the edge. And I believe it was my 6th session, 3rd evening of my 6th session, when I got lucky. I can remember as I approached the water's edge, it was round by the little dot island, round the back of the dot island, and this is like a fairly safe area, you know. The fish, it was a very difficult area to cast to, but like I say, it was possible to cast onto the bank and then walk around and drop them in. But I remember, as I approached the water's edge, I saw this fish fizzing, and there was some cloudy water there as well, but there was a lot of rocking, you know. It was obviously a big one, and as I got nearer, I saw a real big flash, you know, as one flanked on the bottom, and as I watched, Blackeye emerged out of the coloured water as it righted itself, sort of swam round in an arc and then went straight back into the cloudy water. You know, it was obviously a spot where it liked. It was feeding there, you know, that it was chewing. I could see its gills flaring, there was bubbles coming up. As you can imagine, I got back around to the other side pretty quick and got a rig into position, but that was the end of it for that evening. Nothing more happened. Anyway, that was probably about 7:30 in the evening, and so the following evening I made sure to have 2 rigs in place by 5:30, so I was a couple of hours early, you know, just in case Blackeye appeared. And it was funny because when I actually lowered the rigs in, I was lowering the first rig in, and Blackeye actually swam past me, you know, while I was crouched down lowering the rig in the water. Blackeye's, I mean, I thought, that's it, I've just ruined it, you know, because it was less than a rod length away from me. But then it suddenly dawned on me, the side that was facing me was the side that it's got its Blackeye, which is obviously a blind eye, so it couldn't even see me, you know, so I had to back away quickly before it managed to get far enough past me and see me with its other eye. But that was quite funny. So I got the rigs in place, everything was sorted. Getting the rigs themselves in had been really easy. You know, that was just a case of casting leads across into the far bank, attaching my hook links, and I was using a loop connection, so that was very easy, and then lowering them in with the lantern net pole. And by now I'd actually carved myself a little stick with a little groove in it to make it all that much easier. So that was done. The lines were then pulled into the clips. I'd put bank sticks on the far bank this time. Normally I'd have the lines running through the water, but in this instance there was quite a lot of weed on the surface, so I figured I might as well keep my main lines out of the water, and you can imagine there's no line in the water either for the fish to spook off of either. So it was all perfect, you know, and I figured I'd give it through to about 9 o'clock in the evening. Even after seeing Blackeye feeding in that area, you know, the previous evening, I was still sure that come darkness, it would be down the deeper end of the lake. You know, that's where everything seemed to happen at night. So 9 o'clock, that was going to be my shut-off time. As it happened, the take came just a couple of minutes before. Now, you know, I saw a massive bow wave leave the area, the lines pulled out the clip on the far bank, you know, the buzzer screamed off. And it was obvious it was a powerful fish, and from the size of the bow wave, it was obvious it was a bigger, but I still didn't know which one, you know. Now, up until now, I'd managed to land every fish I hooked from the bank. It's only a small lake, you know, there shouldn't normally be a problem, but the weed had started to get up, and this was the only fish. It was definitely the most powerful fish I'd hooked, but it was the only one that I'd had to give Dave a call, the owner, and luckily for me, he brought out the syndicate boat. So off we've gone in pursuit. We've got in the boat, the two of us, and we followed the line out, and as I'm going, I'm freeing it from the weed, taking off any clumps, and eventually I've got in, I can feel contact with the fish, and it's boring away underneath the corner of the island, clearly a good one. And we've both caught a glimpse of it, and I was pretty sure I knew which one it was, and I think Dave did as well. But it's then towed us through this little gap through the island. Dave's had to grab hold of the island to give us an anchor point sort of thing. It was the funniest battle ever, and this is all in the evening time as the light's starting to go, you know. Anyway, despite all the fun and games, eventually I've managed to get the fish up to the surface and it's ready for the net. Turn round, the net. Where's the net? I look a few yards out into the lake and there it is, the handle's sticking out of the water like the sword at Excalibur, and it's obviously fallen off the back of the boat as we're being towed around. So Dave, bless him, he's rowed us back a few yards to the net. All the while I've just had to let the fish do what it wants, you know, I've just had to let it sink back down into the depths. But fortunately, once we've got hold of the net, the next time I pulled it up to the surface, in it's gone at the first attempt. So you can imagine a big cheer went up, woohoo, we got him. And from that point, Dave rowed us back to the bank. And you know what? I think I'll let the video take over from there.
Stop it. From the tail.
There she is. That's it.
Right, you okay?
Ready?
Yeah.
On the upper
That's
side.
£50.
It is, isn't it? £50. Well done, mate. Brilliant,
Nice one.
brilliant.
You got that? If anything, it's a half ounce over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, right, so I'm not tall enough. That's what it is.
Brilliant. You got that guy, yeah?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Nice one.
I've got it.
I wasn't expecting that. I have to admit.
Look away, mate.
Right.
That's that. Different.
And there she is. Oh, Blackeye. God, my back's killing me. Well, she's going to go off and let it go because I've had enough. You certainly made me wait, didn't you? Go on.